What is up, everyone? This will be my jungle tier list for the new patch 25.16. Big changes, big shakeup for the jungle role. Big standouts were the Silas jungle, the Nihilist jungle, and the Brand jungle changes, trying to bring them into a viable position. With Silas jungle, we had the crit build, which was incredibly broken, had been nerfed, now in a much more reasonable spot. We have Silas in an A tier position. Nihilist jungle, a highlight of the patch, a great champion that everyone thought would be broken for the jungle. We have him in B tier right now. Nihilist, I think he struggles a bit because of how little damage he has, but I do feel confident once people build better on him, we're going to see Nihilist in a much higher position. Brand jungle is the one who flopped the hardest. Brand jungle still really hard to play, not strong enough to make him broken. Overall, a big C tier champion, not looking too hot in the current game. Big nerfs to the best junglers though. We had Jarvan losing armor, which did affect him, not that much, but it did affect him. Xin Zhao, from being the best jungler in the game, now is struggling in B tier because of the changes. Second, we have Nocturne getting a nerf. One of the standout favorites of the meta is actually much weaker than before. The nerfs were huge. Hextech got buffed, but in return, he was butchered, unfortunately. So not looking good for him. Rek'sai buffs have put her in a viable, very strong position, stronger in higher ranks, weaker in lower ranks. In the middle, she is performing extremely well. So Rek'sai, one of the best junglers in the game, thanks to the base AD buffs. So it's really nice to see that. Also, big changes were some nerfs to other champions like Trundle, Shaco, lowering their win rate by a lot. Zyra jungle is looking much more viable than before. So Zyra jungle, I would say, is a higher ranked champion. Definitely an A tier champion. The Warwick jungle nerfs hurt top lane much more than jungle, so I would put Warwick in jungle as an A tier, which is a really good spot for him. And overall, the jungle patch, we had a lot of those nice little gimmick changes to bring more champions into meta. I really liked these changes. I thought it was really good, and it was really thoughtful for them to kind of like bring in some new blood to the role because the jungle role is so boring. Really good changes. And Qiyana jungle also, if you one trick her, is looking really strong with the changes. Now let's just go over individual champions on my tier list. So right away you have the S plus category. So S plus category champions: Kindred, Volibear, very broken right now. In my opinion, I think Volibear is just extremely good. I do think he's one of the best junglers in the patch, and I really think people should start to play him. S tier champions, we have Kha'Zix, Bel'Veth, Briar, Echo, Rek'Sai, and Master Yi. So Master Yi had a big buff that I didn't talk about, which the Terminus Kraken Slayer actually applying on your Q now, which is huge. So I think Master Yi in lower ranks, if you build properly, going Kraken Slayer into, like Rage Blade, Witsend DD is a menace right now. So very nice to see. Rek'Sai, we talked about her, S tier champion, very strong right now. Briar as well. She's one of the ones I've been recommending a lot. I think lower ranks especially. Briar is looking extremely good and really strong to play. A tier, Silas jungle is an A tier because I think if you're good enough, you're going to make him really pop off, and he relies heavily on ultis. So unless he's giga broken like with the crit build, he can't really be higher than that because he needs at least 2 really good ultis each game to carry. So that's a big condition for him. Gwen is looking like a very powerful AP jungler. Nashor's build into whatever you want pretty much afterwards is looking like a very strong build for her. She's looking very nice. Jarvan nerfs affected him. Nidalee, a high ranked champion. Viego nerfs did affect him more in the jungle and brought him back to mid lane, where he's a very strong mid laner now. But unfortunately, his jungle power has, gone down. Zyra jungle carrying, Trundle looking still very dominant in the jungle role compared to how much of the nerf that happened in top lane. Rumble jungle is looking really broken. Apparently they bug fixed how much damage your Q is doing on red side. And honestly, I think he's actually very strong with the ultimate buffs. I think he might be broken. I just put him in A tier. He's probably B tier if it's not actually looking like what I think it is, but I think he's looking very spicy right now. Jax, a very standout, good into like an auto-based champion comp. Malphite, the classic, I think is very underrated. I'm going to be popping off with some more builds for you to check it out. So be prepared to see this Malphite jungle go absolutely crazy. Ivern, disgusting champion. We don't want to discuss it. Warwick looking sharper than ever. Diana, a standout AP jungler. She does struggle a bit right now, but I still think she is just the standout champion. Lee Sin, Shaco, Qiyana, Talon. These are just very much one-trick champions. So if you one-trick them, you're going to perform really well, but overall, they're very hard to play. So B tier category. The Nautilus we talked about, really, I do think there's hope in it. I think his build, I've been experimenting a bit, but you do have to try out more builds to really get, you know, the flow of it. Nocturne is looking very powerful as well. Or sorry, Nocturne is looking like he lost a lot of power as well. The nerfs were pretty bad. Hextech is not that. The buffs to Hextech didn't really make up for it, so I really don't know what they were doing with that, but it's not looking good for that. Nefiri, Evelynn, Malzahar, these are... Well, one is not like the other. Malzahar jungle, I do think is actually real straightforward and easy. Her clear is not as bad as people make it seem, and I think it's a very viable pick if you want to make it work. Evelynn, really, you know, AP items are really strong right now, so she does shine. Nefiri got nerfed so many times, but she's still in an okay position, which I think if you like her, you can definitely make her work. Renekton jungle, I honestly, I have a lot of love for this pick. I really do think it's much more powerful than people realize. I'm probably going to make more videos with him, so you're going to see it in action. Wukong jungle, very strong right now, probably going to get nerfed because of pro play, so I don't want people playing too much of him. Jace jungle, a very solid champion if you know how to play the champion itself. Galio jungle, I wish they did some jungle buffs for Galio because I think he's so close to being such a strong jungle pick. All he needs is some changes to his bonus monster damage to his passive similar to Sylas, and we're going to have a lot of fun playing Galio. Still very viable though. If you like him, you can definitely make it work. Graves jungle just hasn't really been a thing for a while now. I do not recommend Graves at all. Talia, a bit of a one-trick champ. Nunu, one-trick champ. Amumu he's had better days in the past, so I do think Amumu, unfortunately, he's something that he's no longer what he was. Kai'Sa jungle, really hard, but really fun if you know how to play Kai'Sa. Elise, Zac, irrelevant champions, don't worry about them. Xin Zhao, the nerfs have affected him very harshly, so you can see he dropped right next to Pantheon, where they're just making sweet, sweet champion love in the B tier category together after the nerfs. Big nerfs for them, honestly, because of pro play, right? We have to understand Pantheon solo queue, actually they're both really broken in solo queue, but also really broken in pro play, so that's the hammer that took them all the way down. Poppy jungle, just a kind of weird champion, gimmicky. C tier, so Brand, absolutely not good enough to be played unless you know how to play him perfectly, but unfortunately his clear is not fast enough to make it very OP, so he is in C tier. Rengar, assassin junglers are trash, so don't even bother. Morgana, probably B tier. I don't know why I put her C tier. She's okay, but then you have to then you end up playing Morgana and you're like, okay, this champion doesn't really have anything going. Mordekaiser, honestly gimmicky, really slow, not my cup of tea. Zed jungle, very fun. Higher ranks, very strong. Lower ranks, very bad. You're not going to bring much value in team fights, so you're going to end up struggling a lot if you play him. Udyr has his glory days behind him. Lilia as well. The Liandry's nerfs have really affected these junglers. Rammus turtle rework was absolutely terrible. Honestly, he's worse than he was before. Vi, because of pro play, we're never going to see Vi good in solo queue until she gets an actual rework. Teemo jungle, yeah, he's just fun if you want to terrorize other people. D tier, these are disgusting. Do not play them. Maokai, don't touch. Sejuani, please, brother, be halal. Do not touch the pig. It is haram. Get away from Sejuani. She is so bad in solo queue. Nasus, the dog, is also haram. Do not play him in jungle. Mbessa, also not good in jungle, so don't play her. Yorick got destroyed for some reason. They didn't want Yorick to be a jungler. Shyvana as well, not really. Wait for the rework, the visual update before you take out the dragon. Skarner, disgusting. The rework destroyed him. And Twitch jungle, if this guy ever picks Twitch mid in my game again, this rat is going home in a goddamn parachute. So I hope you guys like this jungle tier list. New patch, new coming, new changes. I'm going to do a lot more videos in the future. Also, I'm going to be streaming again starting next week. Catch me around, 6 to 7 p.m. PSD, probably earlier as well. So we're going to try out a lot new champions on the stream. So good luck on the game, guys. Good luck on the climb. I'll see you guys in the next one.